Hello and welcome everybody to BBL Season 8. We are in week 13, almost at the end of the season. And tonight we are playing with the Super Duper Melonheads, my primary team, who is now 7-5, guaranteed to have the second best record in my BBL career, and tied for first place in the AL East with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Next week we will be facing them in the matchup that will decide the division. This week, we are in a less important matchup, but still one that can be significant. We are facing other division rivals, the Minnesota Twins. They are, I think, 5-7. For a while, they were right up with us, tied with us, but they've fallen on hard times lately, and they've now fallen to 2 games behind in the division, and they no longer have a shot at playoffs. This game will be at our home field of Tin Can Alley, where we are currently have a 5-0 record. Melonheads at Tin Can Alley are a force to be reckoned with, and no one has succeeded so far. As you might could guess, that means that Melonheads are favored to win this game by a lot in the Predictor Challenge. Picks are 12-1. 12 people pick the Melonheads to win. The only person who picked the Twins to win is their coach, Toast himself, choosing to be optimistic there. But I do agree with the consensus. This matchup definitely favors the Melonheads. Twins did win our first matchup, but that had a nasty nerf on Shane for me that game, and I played about half the game tilted, which was really damaging. And Toast had one of his best performances ever. And it was away. Here at home, I think we should be able to beat them handily. So this game is not actually almost certainly not important for the playoff picture. Unless we win this game and the Devil Rays beat the perennially struggling Giants as well this week, then it doesn't matter what happens this week. All that matters is next week's game against the Devil Rays. But it is significant for seeding. I pretty much have to win this game if I want to take the second seed for the playoffs, and that would be far favorable. Second seed would have me facing the wildcard winners with home field advantage. If I have the 3 seed, I would instead be facing the dominant Mariners without home field advantage. So very much want to win this game for that. And then I also am just hoping to have another big game with Lindsay Felgate as I seek to win the MVP with her. So that's about the long and short of it going into this game. So let's swap to the game itself. In just one moment, sorry. All right. Swap to the game itself. We do have some interesting buffs and nerfs going on here. First off, the nerf. Phil Nevin has had the nerf hammer, which is a real shame. He's been doing amazingly lately. He's actually just pushed his average above 700 in our last game. Been going on a tear through the second half of the season, but he has a point off in batting, down to 4 running, so I don't know how much power is going to be left in his bat after that nerf. Hopefully he can still hit the ball well enough to do that decently at TCA and have a decent game, but if not, then might be a bad game for him. On the other side of the coin, though, I have an interesting buff for Stan Olafson, who is up to 9 batting, 9 running. He's a solid enough power hitter normally, so this will just make him even stronger in that, and that should be fun with him. The fielding buff I'm not quite so sure about, though. That might just mean he's overthrowing people a lot. He's already the strongest arm on the team. Everyone else is doing normal here. As for the Twins, I don't think they have any big good or bad. Oh, Vladimir Guerrero has a good day in right field, so I'll just have to hope I don't have a lot of balls going there. Cannon arm boosted. Alexis Weiss has a big batting nerf, so that'll make her less threatening on the AI side, which is always nice. Rest of this team, pretty normal. Their outfield is their weak spot, which may not mean a whole lot to Tin Alley, honestly. Alexis at second and Nan at short, not the best arms, so hopefully that'll mean some extra bases. Tiffany Bosworth also will not be great in the field once I get her off the mound. So I did shuffle around my lineup for this game because of the buffs and nerfs. A bit of a different setup than normal. I still have the general formula, but shuffled it around a bit. Lindsay and Sheila, I put Heather up at the top of the lineup this time, mostly because of Phil near the bottom of the lineup. I don't want them batting too near each other, and Heather's done well recently. She can probably do well batting behind Lindsay and Sheila. And then Jay and Stan I have layered together as power hitters, which would be a bit of extra dynamite. And then I put, so Jay, Stan, Shane get a lot of speed there. Dimitri to hopefully bat some in, and then Phil, where hopefully he won't do too much damage. And then Fabian to try to bat him in, or else get advanced if not. I decided I'd rather have Fabian at the end than Jay or Stan, since they have the speed that she does not, so more dynamite for the lineup there. We'll see how this lineup goes. Those good and bad days do have a way of messing with your lineups. It has cost me in games before, but I will just hope it does not this time. Well, here we go. Alexis has been demoted to leadoff hitter. I guess she's a speediest twin who didn't get put into one of the earlier positions. Lays down a beautiful bunt straight to Jay for a very easy first out. One up, one down, and Susan Gore is a hitter. Probably the most dangerous player on this offense, although Vlad could do some damage too. But Susan's got that speed of Tin Can Alley. She also lays down a bunt, but down the first baseline, Heather is not covering the bag. And that gives enough time for Susan to make it to first. Heather just kind of standing there. Not great play there. So we have a speedy runner on first, probably soon to be on second. And Maya Woodruff is a hitter. Swings and misses. Susan does not steal second on the first pitch. She will probably steal second on the next pitch. Small chance Maya could ground into a double play. No, we're not getting the out at second. Susan's too fast, but we are able to get Maya at first. 2 outs. And Vladimir Guerrero, the hitter. We just hope that he does not hit a big one. We can get him to just ground out, or even just like single or something like that. As long as he doesn't steal, as long as he doesn't score Susan, we're in good shape. But even if they do score a run, we can make it up later, I think. We ought to be able to at least. Jay painting the corners a bit. We don't want to give him a juicy one. 1-2 is a count, and he's open. And he watches strike 3 go by. Perfect. A clutch strikeout to end the first inning. Twins get 1 on, but are not able to score any, and it is Melonheads time. Lindsay Felgate, my MVP candidate, leading off. 862 average on the season, has a bunch of every type of hit. Lindsay can do it all and has been an incredible asset all season long. And she is the reigning batter of the week after another great performance last week against the Giants. Several Melonheads put in great performances, but ultimately Lindsay's numbers were determined the most impressive. And tees one off, bunks it off the trailer. Actually right to Dominique, but that's not a big deal. Easy single for Lindsay to start the game off. Brings up Sheila Basanti, who has had a more up and down season. Swings and misses for strike 1. Tiffany Bosworth, I think one of the more feared pitchers in the league. I'm not too concerned about that, though. Sheila throws a lazy grounder, which Richie does not quite throw to second in time. I would have rushed Lindsay if I'd realized it was going to be that close, but she makes it safely anyway. Single for Sheila. So, 2 on, nobody out. Heather Quinn is up. Heather coming off an amazing game last week where she went 6 for 6 with only a single power up and no boosts. She just loved playing against that Giants defense. Now hoping to get a clutch hit here. And hits one towards the right side. Richie drops it. Heather is going to be out at first, but that does successfully advance the runners. That would have been a base hit probably of just about any other first baseman. Richie's size comes in handy there, but fortunately does not give a really annoying double play. Jay Green now up, and we are hoping to put our first runs across the plates. Questionable call, but it's in my favor. 1-1 is the count. Tiffany having some trouble hitting the strike zone, and the game's just begun. 2-1 is a count. That'll make it 3-1. Tiffany painting the corners with limited success. Jay Green walk isn't horrible because boosted Stan is on deck. And grounds one towards short. That should be a base hit. Bases are loaded then. 1 out. Haven't gotten a big hit yet. We'll see if boosted Stan Olafson can get it done though. Already solid power hitter. His hit batting rating is boosted up to 9. Whether power or contact, it should be helpful. Chases the first one he sees, a meaty looking closed pitch, but only able to foul it off. That should be... No, that's strike 2. Tiffany with a nasty one there, and it is 0-2. Gonna have to choke up the bat. swing at a questionable one, but he gets there, except right to Dominique. Dominique drops it. Jay makes it in. Everybody is safe. Lindsay scores. It is 1-0 Melonheads. We are in business, baby. That brings up Shane Smith, who's done much better than his counterpart Sheila this season. Batting 679. He's gotten a couple big boosts, which have helped. Last time we played the twins, Shane was nerfed down to 2 speed, which was unhelpful to say the least. Takes 2 strikes. The bases are loaded with 1 out. Dimitri Petrovich is on deck. And Shane fouls one off. Still 0-2. Looking for a good base hit here. One made me a bit nervous, but it is in fact low. For ball 1, that will be outside. For ball 2. Just got to be patient, weed those out. Tiffany already at 20 pitches, and we're only in the first inning. And nice opposite hit there to beat the shift by Shane. Unfortunately, caught close enough to second that Stan is still tagged out. 2 outs, but Sheila does score for the second run. It is now 2-0 Melonheads. Just keep trickling the runs in. We'll probably find a spot to blow a hole open and get a big rally at some point. And it brings up Dimitri Petrovich. Had a good bat in practice. Grounds the first one to the wall. That's going to be everybody safe. Jay is going to score. Olive is able to get it in time, though, to prevent any more bases. RBI single by Dimitri. 3-0 Melonheads. And Phil is a hitter. Again, Phil all the way up to 729. He's been on a tear the second half of the season. But how well will he do with this nerf in play? He still has 8 hitting, and this is Tin Can Alley, so I don't think it'll be too hard for him to get a base hit and keep things going. But it'll be harder than normal, especially with pitches like that. 0-2 the count. That is going to be high for ball 1. 1-2. Fabian Callahan on deck. So some RBIs waiting to be had here if Phil can just avoid an out. Nasty pitch by Tiffany. Phil's able to put the bat on it. And they let it bounce. Dom has it and then just throws it straight back to the pitcher, letting Shane score. Phil singles. Getting some stuff done. Shane scores. It's 4-0 Melonheads. And Fabian now up. Fabian was the batter of the week candidate last week. 5 for 6 with 3 home runs. Ultimately lost out to Lindsay. Looking to bat in a couple more runs with a big one here. Promising looking pitch, but fouled off. Tiffany almost to 30 pitches now. With 4 runs, she's going to be off the mound before too much longer, and then that'll probably be when the bloodletting really begins. Long ground ball there. Unfortunately, Dominique is able to field it. Out is made at second thanks to Phil's speed nerf, and the Melonheads are done in the first. But a successful first inning. 4 runs on 7 hits, made it once around the lineup. Did some good damage against Tiffany Bosworth, and it is 4-0 going into the second inning. Nan Porter leading off. Hits a little pop-up. Lindsay should be able to field that without too much trouble, and she does. 1 out, and Olive Haldy the hitter. Twins do have a relatively weak outfield, so I was a bit surprised that we did as poorly as we did in our first game. But again, I played about half of that game tilted, which was really not helpful. Went away from the game for a couple hours, came back in a more relaxed frame of mind, and that did wonders. Had a lot more fun and was a lot more successful in the second half of that game. Wasn't enough, which is why I now need to win this game for seeding. The good news is we've been able to rebound enough that division title is within our grasp. We just need to beat the Devil Rays next week. We beat them by a lot in our first matchup. They don't have a great defense, and it will be played here at Tin Can Alley, so that playoff spot is within our grasp. We just need to focus, be careful, not take it for granted. We saw last week what can happen if we get too cocky, and that is we suddenly stop scoring. So, got to keep the focus on tonight and next week. Richie Sexton grounds one up towards the third base side, but it is fielded ably by Jay to end the top of the second. Nothing doing for the Twins. Going into the bottom of the inning, we are back at the top of the lineup. Lindsay Felgate leading off. No really big hits so far yet, just a bunch of singles. Did score 4 runs successfully, though, last inning, so I'm not complaining. But we'll see if Lindsay can kick off the bigger hits here. One and one the count. All we need is one more run, and Tiffany Bosworth will come off the mound. We'll start facing less able pitchers, and Tiffany will be out in the field with her not amazing fielding skills. And then the fun can really start. 2-2 is a count on Lindsay. Tiffany had some very nasty corner pitches. Hoping we avoid a third one for strike 3, and that's kind of a nasty one. Would be bad with a lot of other fields, but here at Tin Can, Lindsay is able to pop it onto the trailer, and that is coming back off, baby. That's going to be an inside-the-park home run for Lindsay. Even if Vlad hadn't been just ignoring it, that would have been done. Inside the Parker for Lindsay, continuing that MVP run, and it is now 5-0 Melonheads. We're at +6, and it's only the second. We are doing well tonight. Vlad finally grabs the ball to end the play, and Sheila is the hitter. It's tempting to try to use grounder with Sheila and Shane here. This is not an amazing infield. You'd think it would be successful, but they have too much power. I've tried using grounder with them before. It didn't go so well, so I am not going to go back to it now. Lions went up towards first. Would be a base hit probably at most fields, but Richie Sexton is right there and catches it for the first out. Unfortunate. And that brings up Heather Quinn. First base is a dangerous place with the vacuum cleaner that is Richie Sexton there. Richie, only an average hitter, kind of subpar speed, doesn't have a great arm, but he does have that super tall height, and that is quite useful in this game. And here we go, pitch and change. Alexis Weiss comes on to pitch up. It's Tiffany at second. Okay. Heather grounds one right past Alexis. It stops strangely early. Unfortunately, Heather is not quite fast enough to beat out the throw from Nan. Almost a perfect hit, but Heather wasn't able to beat it out, so there are 2 outs. Could be a short second here, unless we start a big rally here. Jay Green is not a bad kid to look to if you want that. But yeah, Alexis only a 7 in pitching, and I think everyone else on this team is weaker. Maybe Dominique has 7, I'm not sure. But yeah, this defense is going to start not doing so well, methinks. Meaty pitch there, and Jay takes it off. That's going to be off the wall. Unfortunately, Nan is following it and is able to, without much trouble, throw it in. So only 1 base for Jay. But it is a base. Stan Olafson now up. Didn't get a good hit despite his boost last inning. We'll see what he can do here. Only gets a piece of it. Little grounder, but little grounder should be enough for the base hit, and it is. Having that speed on the field is nice. 2 on then. 2 out. Shane Smith is a hitter. Singled, but at the expense of Stan at second in his last at-bat. Needs to find a good gap. Preferably, I think, towards the left side of the field, because we got Richie and Vlad on the right here. Not a great combo to have to deal with. Alexis staying towards the middle and right of the strike zone, though. 0-2, as Shane had to watch those first 2 go. Gonna have to swing at this one. It's a pop-up. Fairly high pop-up, but Susan only is coming to get it. Should be the patented catcher drop, and it is. Everybody is safe. Welcome, Nate, by the way. And that loads up the bases for Dimitri. Singled in a run in the first. Let's see if he can single or more in a run here. With Nerf, Phil, and Fabian as the next 2 hitters, though, this would not be a great time for the third out. Lots of potential. Let's not waste it. Dimitri did waste a bit of potential there, swinging and missing at a meaty pitch there with bad timing. But can't dwell on it. Yes, that is a beautiful hit there. That's going to be up on there. That's probably 2 bases for Dimitri. No, it's going to come off, I think, actually. Oof. Dimitri trips. Yep, comes off, gets stuck in the dumpster. Can Dominique grab it? He can. Dimitri's going for home as he throws it into no man's land. Susan tries to get it, but far too late. Inside the park, grand slam for Dimitri Petrovich. And it is now 9-0 Melonheads. That was a beauty. Turn this from a weak inning into quite a good inning. We're now at +10, and it's only the second inning. This bodes well for our chances in the matchup. I'm just hoping for the Monsters to beat the Tigers and elsewhere in the league. Phil would have been safe on that without the nerf, but the speed nerf is enough to get him thrown out at first for the third out. 2 innings done, but the Melonheads have scored 9 runs during those. We are doing business as usual in TCA. Time to face the Twins again. Dominique Lowe is up. Again, we've almost got the 2 seed within our grasp. We just need the Tigers to lose and us to win this week. And then if we win the division, we get the 2 seed. Dominique grounds it towards first. Heather coming up to get it. Jay gets it instead, but the play is still made at first. But yeah, Tigers currently have the same record with us, and they hold tiebreaker over us because they did beat us back in week 1. So as long as the Tigers lose one of these next 2 games, though, then we've got that seeding advantage. Tiffany clearly gassed from her time on the mound. Easy second out. So Tigers don't have easy games in either of the last 2 this season. They have their 2 big division rivals, the Monsters this week and the Pirates next week. Not the strongest team, but I will feel a lot more comfortable once they have actually lost. They went on a tear for their best game of the season last week on the heels of some opportune nerfs and buffs. But once we have that 2nd seed, that bodes, again, much better for us in the playoffs. We get to face a wild card team instead of the Mariners, and we get the home field advantage, which has been a big deal for us this season. Dimitri just standing there, refusing to go after the ball. Heather having to do it all himself. But Alexis going for 2 is not going to make it in time. That's one nice thing about Tin Can Alley. It is a good field for getting extra outs on overconfident base runners. Alright, no score for the Twins after 3. Time to see how many more the Melonheads can tack on. Unfortunately, we have Fabian Callahan up with nobody on. Gonna try to get herself on with a high ground ball, but Man is waiting for it after the first bounce. Man's not so great arm comes into play there, though, and Fabian beats out the throw. Fabian on base then. Let's see what Lindsay can do with that. Gonna do the power swing, try to get her advanced. If I can get Fabian at least to third, then that is ideal. Lindsay fouls one off. It is 0-1. And boom, a beautiful shot onto the trailer. That's going to be at least 2 bases. Not over the wall. I didn't really expect it to be, though. And it's going to bounce over to the newspaper bins. That's not going to be a ground rule double. That would be an inside the park home run if Fabian hadn't been on. With Fabian on, though, doesn't work. Tiffany bungles the throw. It is an RBI triple for Lindsay. Excellently took care of the situation with Fabian on. Lindsay is 3 for 4, just a double shy of the cycle, is in good position to keep building that MVP run here. Richie Sexton is now on the mound, which is not particularly what I want to see. Any line drives up the middle now are going to be gobbled up by him. Alexis at first could be useful, but I would rather have had her somewhere else in the field. What will really be interesting to see is a next pitching change and where Richie goes in the field. In any case, Sheila Basanti is a hitter. I think that was high for a ball, but oh well. Tiffany is gassed and not able to throw Lindsay out, even though they started at about the same time. So that is officially an RBI single for Sheila. It is now 11-0 Melonheads. We are at +13. And Heather Quinn is a hitter. Good looking pitch. She fouls it down the third base line. Oof. Straight to Maya, but Maya bungles it. That's going to be safe for Sheila. Safe for Heather. Single, and there are 2 on with nobody out. Twins have been committing a lot of errors this game, and that's always helpful. Jay Green now up. He hasn't had any big hits yet. Looking for his first here with 2 men on, one of whom is rather slow. 2 girls on, I should say. And that is a nice loopy pop-up. It'll get on the trailer, which is exactly what we needed. Sheila is going to cross the plate. Heather's going to get to third. And nobody except Olive is going to try to track down that ball. If Vlad goes for it, we could have trouble. But Vlad is ignoring it. That's going to be 3 bases for Jay as Heather scores. And Jay is going to, in fact, get the inside the park home run. Just TCA things, folks. Inside the park, 3-run shot for Jay, and it is 14-0 Melonheads. We are in fine form for the playoffs right now. Let's just hope we can keep this going next week against the Devil Rays. Already, I think I likely have this game, a winning total in this game, even if the Twins don't score, even if I don't score a single run all game. Plus 16 is likely a winning score, but I still have 9 outs to pad that lead as much as I can, and I'm going to take full advantage. Stan still hasn't yielded any great hits yet on his good day, but he does successfully single. Still nobody out. And Shane is up. It is a little disappointing to not be able to steal any bases with Susan behind the plate. But on the other hand, with Susan behind the plate, she is not factored into any of the plays this game. And that is nice, to not have that to worry about. As we demonstrated last week against the Giants, putting your best fielder on the team behind the plate is not necessarily always the best move for your team. That one scared me a little bit, but it was indeed high for ball 1. 1-2. And we're 1 run away from pushing Richie off the mound. He hasn't lost a lot of stamina here. Still having trouble getting it in, though. I'm guessing Dominique is the next pitcher, but maybe he's lost too much stamina from those. I'm not sure. Shane has to swing at that one. Richie goes for the bounce. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Whew. Accidentally clicked too many times and sent Shane going, but Alexis was not able to make the play, randomly threw to third instead, so that particular disaster was averted. Single for Shane Smith, still nobody out. And 2 on for Dimitri Petrovich. Dimitri with inside the Parker in the first, and then inside the Parker last inning. That's right, inside the Park grand slam to cap off last inning was very welcome. We'll see what he can get here. A couple pitches I didn't particularly care to swing at, and it's 0-2. Gonna have to swing at that whether I like it or not. Dimitri fouls it. Still 0-2. We have Phil on deck and Fabian in the hole. And Dimitri gets a good piece of that corner pitch. Off the trailer, that's going to be another run scored, I think. Taking a chance here. Going for extra bases with Vlad getting with the ball, but it works. Shane makes it to third, Stan scores. We're at plus 18 now. And the inning continues. Still nobody out. Phil Nevin is up. He successfully singled in the first, could not outrun his bad day last inning. We'll see what he can get done here. 2 on, nobody out. Fabian Callahan is on deck. She will have somebody on base. Try to drive in this time. Phil with a pop-up. Not sure if that's going to be the drop or not. It is a drop. Susan falls, so there is no play to be made. And the bases are loaded for Fabian Callahan. Oh boy. Fabian singled to start this inning off. 8 batters later, there's still no outs, and Richie Sexton is playing third base. That means any balls that get to him on the ground are good because he's not going to throw them anywhere quickly, but any balls that go that way on the fly are going to be scooped up. Could be trouble. Maya Woodruff, I don't think, has any particular pitching prowess, so we're definitely past all the good pitchers on the Twins. And Fabian gets the infield fly pop-up, unfortunately. Not able to get it done this time. And there is now 1 out. Lindsay is up. She is a double away from the cycle. Really working on that MVP resume, and with the bases loaded of hitters to drive in here, a juicy opportunity to continue building that resume. Maya is pitching very timidly to Lindsay here, 2-0. And I'm not going to go for that one. I don't think that will make a good hit with power swing. Neither would that. Maya with some good pitches in there makes it 2-2. Lindsay gonna have to swap to line drive. Overshift on stance. Lindsay fouls it off. 2-2 the count. Another foul ball. Maya trying to get it done with some heats, but not quite accomplishing it. And there you go. Beautiful hit. Boom! Way off the wall there. Although Olive still gets it on the bounce, so that will only be 1 run scored. But still, RBI single by Lindsay. It is now 16-0. And as once again the inning continues, Sheila now up, has a bit of a hazardous situation here with slow Phil Nevin on second, but if she can get a good hit to the right side of the field, he should be fine, and that'll be easier now that Richie is not playing first. Ooh, big hit there, actually. That's going to be off the dumpsters, onto the dumpsters. Beautiful hit by Sheila. We're not able to get as much from it as we would like, thanks to Phil's bad day, but he should be able to come across to home, especially as that throw sails past Nan. 2 more runs scored there, 2 RBI single by Sheila. Big hit at a clutch time, and it is 18-0, and Heather Quinn is up. 1 for 3 today, hasn't been able to keep up the same magic as last week, but still far from the worst hitter you could ask for. Lines one up the middle there, bounces to Nan. Ooh, no. Oh! And I thought we had an out there at second, but I guess Tiffany wasn't on the bag when she caught it. Sheila got in. Everybody is safe. All right. And that loads the bases up for Jay Green. Not gonna get too excited here because Jay has been known this season to disappoint in big RBI situations, but still a pretty good hitter to have up in this situation, and lines one straight into Maya's head. I shifted stances there when I should not have. I think that would have been a much better hit if I'd been standing open, but oh well. Gave Maya a concussion there, but did get another run scored. It's now 19-0. Susan Gore is not messing around here. Even with a run around third, she will happily gun it right up to second. Stan fouls him off. 3 for 3 with 3 singles, but he hasn't been managing great hits despite his batting boost. Sharp line drive down third base line. Richie does not get it. It's straight to Olive, but she throws to the wrong base. If she'd thrown it to second, that might have been the third out. But she chose third instead, where nobody was heading, and so it is an RBI single. It is now 20-0 Melonheads. We are at plus 24. And this is interesting. Vladimir Guerrero comes onto the mound. Depending on how many pitches he throws before he gets forced off the mound, this could be a great opportunity to knock out their best fielder. Other than Susan, Susan I'm not worried about as long as she stays safely stowed behind the plate the entire game. Shane successfully lines one up to right center, and another run scores. It's 21-0. We are halfway to 50. Could this be the game where I get it done? I'm not going to count on it, but I'm not going to count it out either. Dimitri Petrovich now up. He's been having a good game. Hoping to continue that, and he will with a beautiful one to the trailer and center. That's on there. Going to be 2 bases for Dimitri, I think. Well, no. No, it has enough trajectory that it gets off. Well. No, that's going to be a ground rule double. Ground rule double for Dimitri, but it does score 2 more runs. It is now 23-0. Again, hopefully we can, hopefully we're not using up all our good production and we can harness more of the same energy next week in the critical game. Phil Nevin now up 2 for 3 despite his nerf, not too bad. But this is certainly the time where we're in most danger of getting the rally cut short. But it has been a very successful third inning in any case. 1-2 is now the count. Phil swapping to line drive. Fabian Callahan on deck. Would be nice if she did not have to bat lead off in the next inning. And Phil lines a nice one down there. Richie not going for it. Olive errors it, and there is no play to be made. Ouch. Nan throws one, and Tiffany not able to react in time to stop it from bipping her on the head. That was a painful play. So, let's play a little game called Guess Who Will Be the Pitcher Next? Nan has not yet pitched, Olive has not yet pitched, Dominique has not yet pitched, and Susan has not yet pitched. Olive and Dominique have been thrown in quite a bit. I'm going to guess Nan is the next pitcher, Olive second, Susan third. I don't think we're going to see Dominique pitch. I think he is too tired out. Having Susan come on to pitch would not be bad though, because that would just put Vlad behind the plate safely away, and we wouldn't have more than one of their really strong fielders on the field. Fabian not able to get a big hit, but she's able to get one in the corner to advance everybody. So the inning continues. Lindsay Felgate up. Let's see if she can get the big hit and get everybody along safely. 2 slow runners on, and with 2 outs could be dangerous for Lindsay having an outless game here. But all we need is 1 beautiful trailer ball, and we are in business. It is 2-0 on Lindsay. And now 3-0. Is Lindsay just going to draw the walk this time? Are they too afraid to face her? That would still give us another run. And it wouldn't be an out for Lindsay, so, you know, we take those. Corner pitch for strike 1. 3-1. And high for ball 4. Lindsay does indeed draw the walk. Not going to be a big bomb from Lindsay this time, but still. Another run scores. Lindsay's not out, and the inning continues. It's now 24-0. We are 22 runs away from a 50. If you include multiplier, we are 20 runs away. It's within grasp. Sheila Visanti is now up, and walk would be nice here. Still 2 slow runners on, but a good hit to right field would be nice, especially with Vlad no longer playing out there. A walk does the trick. Anything besides an out is what we're looking for at this point. Fouls one off. 2-2 the count. Heather Quinn is on deck. Another not the strongest hitter. Nasty corner pitch by Vlad, but Sheila is able to put a bit of bat on it and keep the at-bat going. Still 2-2. We are making Vlad work quite a bit here. He's not having an easy time off. I think that I could have taken that for a ball. She hits it up to the side instead, and Nan correctly fields it to get the out at third, and so finally, the 3rd inning ends, but we put 15 more runs on the board there. That put the outcome of this game beyond doubt. Question is, how many more will we score by the end? It is now the 4th inning. Susan Gore up. Jay Green has not been able to recover stamina, despite the length of that inning, since we didn't really strike out. I think he didn't lose any more. But we did have that more juice handy. Susan grounds into an easy out to start. Maya Woodruff up next. And it's a high pop-up. Jay bumps into Lindsay, but Lindsay is able to catch it anyway. AI catchers might be unable to catch those balls, but player catchers can. 2 outs in, and Vladimir Guerrero's a hitter. Bunts one. Not super tired out, but definitely going slower than he was. He bunts into an easy 3rd out, and we are right back to the Melonheads' turn. 24-0. How high can we go? We shall see. Heather Quinn is the hitter. Not usually who you're looking to bat lead off, but not too hard for her to get on base at this point, and then she has 2 big power hitters coming after her. She is 2 for 4 today with 2 singles. Batting .581 on the season despite barely any power-ups. She has done well. And there you go. Beautiful line drive. Oh, straight to Nan, though, for the first down. Oh, well. Wrong place for that one, and not looking to have quite as dynamite of an inning as we had last time, which is fine. We don't need 50. Jay Green now the hitter. As long as I keep getting big hits from Lindsay, or just hits from Lindsay, then it doesn't really matter much what happens in the rest of this game. We put up plenty of runs now. I can see the Twins getting maybe 20 runs or so, but I don't think more than that is likely to be in the cards. 1-2 his account on Jay. And hits a nice line drive there, although straight to Dominique, and he's not able to field it this time. Dominique tries to throw it in, but just throws it to no man's land. Jay gets a free extra base. This Twins defense is a bit of a wreck at this point. Alright, runner on second then. With 1 out, Stan Olafson is up, has used his big batting and running boost to get 4 for 4 with 4 singles. I don't know if we're going to see a big game from him. These boosts just don't do it very often for me. But the speed has been helpful. I would definitely sacrifice this boost to remove Phil's nerf, if that option was given to me. There we go. Nice off-the-wall hit by Stan. That'll be a base hit. I'm not able to get that one, and with Richie as a cutoff man to relay through, that's not getting home in time. Jay scores. It is 25-0. Brings us to plus 30, which means this is probably going to get into my top 5 highest scores ever. Going to be at worst my 3rd highest scoring game of the season. And Olive Hawley is up to pitch. My guess was Nan, I think so. Olive was second. That puts Vlad in left, so that's not amazing. He's going to be gunning balls in pretty quickly, probably from there. But, oh well. Olive apparently is not very good at pitching, though. Puts 3 balls on Shane immediately. Lets us take strike 1. But yeah, believe it or not, before tonight, I have only eclipsed 30 runs 5 times, in my entire BBL career. So this game is going into that little echelon. I think my 5th highest score is a plus 31 back in Season 3 against the Fishes. Shane draws a walk. And there's now 2 on and 1 out for Dimitri. And it looks like Olive might be a bit of a walk machine here for this game. He is not good at the mound. The 2 pitching rating does not lie. Dimitri is a triple shy of the cycle. He has had a very good day at the plate. In a bit of a load-bearing position of the lineup, but he has performed ably there. 2-0. Nerf Phil is on deck. Fabian is in the hole, and there is now 1 strike on Dimitri. 2-1. This will mostly just be a time to tire Olive out and make her less useful wherever she goes in the field, which will probably be shortstop, or center field, or catcher, unless they bring in someone who's already pitched, which we're at the point of the game where that might happen. Boom! Huge hit by Dimitri. That's going to go off the wall, I think. No! Over the wall! Dimitri sends one over the skyscrapers for a 3-run home run. We're never going to see how far that one went, folks. It went a long way, suffice it to say. And it's now 28-0 Melonheads. Still on the road to 50. We are now at plus 33, which I think qualifies this as my 4th best game of all time. Assuming we don't lose any more run differential here, we have now beaten out last week's effort against the Giants, which was a plus 32. So next goal is, I can't remember how many it was, I think plus 34, something like that I put up against the Orioles in Season 6 in the Consolation. Phil grounds one towards short, and Dominique can't even handle that one. Nan gets it, but is nowhere close to making that throw. I think Dominique and Nan have both lost quite a bit of stamina from making throws throughout this game, so we might have Susan Gore coming on to pitch next. We'll see. Fabian Callahan now up. Hasn't been getting any big hits so far this game. 2 for 4 with 2 singles and pops one over towards first. That is going foul, but Susan is after it. And the cheese double play to end the inning. Womp womp. Susan able to grab it, catch it for a foul out, and then tag Phil out at first. And so that is a disappointing end to the inning and is going to make it a lot harder to hit 50 in this game. It happens sometimes. The Twins do have a power-up now, but again, we are at plus 33. I'm not worried. If we give up a couple runs, so what? And a nice catch by Jay there on that liner from Nan. For the first out. Olive Haldy now up. Welcome, Mello. You just missed a cheese double play by the AI. Olive hits a tiny grounder. She is clearly gassed from her time on the mound. Jay just runs and tags her out. And Richie Sexton is up. And the real question is who's going to come on to pitch next for the Twins. We've seen everybody except Nan, Susan, and Dominique pitch. So I think it's either going to be Susan or it's going to go back to someone who's already pitched, like Richie was my guess. And my guess is Richie comes back on to pitch. He didn't get too tired out. Speaking of Richie, he watches strike 3 go by, and that is it for the top of the 5th. Alright, time to see just how far we can push this thing. What will our final score be for this game? We're back at the top of the lineup. Currently 28-0. And Lindsay leads off 4 for 4, a double shy from the cycle, as well as having a walk. Lindsay continuing to build that MVP campaign. Gonna have some tight competition, but I think there's a chance. And she certainly has my vote. She has been a cornerstone of this team the entire season. Fouls one off, it's 2-1. This little stint on the mound has made one thing clear. You do not want Olive Haldy as your AI pitcher. Lindsay puts one into the corner. That's going to be off the wall for a single. Maybe could have waited for a juicier pitch, but oh well. I was fairly confident I could hit that one, and I was right. Didn't want a nastier pitch for strike 3. Sheila Basanti is now the hitter. And fouls the first pitch off. It is 0-1. Olive with 2 straight strikes. What has gotten into her? It is 0-2 on Sheila. With 2 straight fouls. Olive suddenly finding the strike zone. And Sheila blasts that one into the right center corner. That's going to be an easy base. Dominique still trying to get it. That's going to be 2 bases for Sheila. Lindsay is going to score. It is 29-0. And I will need to check what my third highest score is, but we might have just equaled that. In which case, number 2 would be, I think, plus 38 that I got against the Giants back in week 2 of this season. Heather tees off against the first pitch. That is going to be a single to left center. Sheila could have made it to third, I think. Didn't go for it, though. 2 on, nobody out, and the hitter is Jay Green himself. He is a triple shy of the cycle, 5 for 5 today. I think he has pretty good chance of winning batter of the week, especially if he hits a big one here. Although, who knows, Dimitri did well and hit one over the wall and right, so that might be enough. 1-0 the count. Yeah, actually right now I think Dimitri is front runner for batter of the week, at least from my team. Because 2 home runs, no outs so far, and he hit that one again. Over the skyscraper, a rare feat indeed. It is 3-0 on Jay. Olive is not wanting to mess with him, or alternatively, just can't pitch. Take your pick. 4-pitch walk for Jay Green. The bases are loaded. Nobody out for Boosted Stan. His best hit so far was one off the wall and left. Let's see if he can finally deliver with a big bomb here with the bases loaded. But to give credit where credit is due, the boost has helped enough that he is 5 for 5, outless this game. Lines one towards second. Tiffany does not catch it. And that is going into the corner. Nan is starting to come up to do everything herself. Throws one to third, though, where nobody is, so that's going to let even Heather score. Richie nowhere close to throwing her out. 2 RBI single then for Stan Olafson. Good stuff. It is now 31-0. 1 run away from tying my second best score of all time. And Jane Smith is the batter. People fluttering in and out. Can't blame anybody for not wanting to watch much more of this. Can't be the most interesting for most people at this point. We've scored more than 5 runs on Olive now. She has to be gassed, so she's got to be coming off the mound soon, but maybe she'll give up a free walk to Shane. Dimitri is on deck. Yeah. Nan, however, has not been able to shoulder the load as well as some load-bearing fielders I've faced this season. She's no Pete Wheeler or Barry Bonds, that's for sure. And Shane draws a 4-pitch walk off Olive, Olive's 3rd walk of the game. It is Dimitri Petrovich time. 5 for 5 with 2 home runs, 1 double, 2 singles. He's a triple away from the cycle. Bases are loaded with nobody out. What will Dimitri do this time? It should be fun to find out. Bases are loaded with fast runners, I might add, so any base hit probably scores 2 runs, at least. Or will he just draw another walk from Olive? When is Olive coming off this mound? Or is she just going to walk my players for eternity? This is some strange sort of purgatory. Oof, and Dimitri swings late on that one. The good news is, Olive's one feeling it. She is gassed for her time on the mound. No play to be made. RBI single for Dimitri, and we have reached plus 38. Tied for my second best score of all time. So, going to the last one and the big one. My highest score of all time was a Tin Can Alley game back in Season 5 against the Yankees. It was a plus 47. We are 9 runs away from that. Can we make it? We'll see. No outs yet. Nerfed Phil Nevin is up, though. Still 4 for 5 with 4 singles, despite the nerf. He's able to keep his good average building here. And here he comes. Okay. This just got interesting. Susan Gore on the mound. Which means 2 things. Number 1, the good thing, is that Olive Haldy is now the catcher. She's not going to accomplish anything back there, I don't think. But the bad news is that Susan Gore is in the field, and so I think actually this just got harder, because yeah, if Olive was fielding that, easy peasy. But we got Susan there, that's no good. So yeah, this just got a lot harder. Fielder's choice at home, so no runs scored, but there is still only 1 out. Fabian is up with the bases loaded. Had a great game last week. Hasn't done too much here. High pop-up. Is that going far enough, though? Dominique can barely track it down. And that is going on there. Gonna be a base hit. Probably a ground rule double for Fabian. Close one, but that does make it. That is gonna stay there. Ground rule double. 2 more runs, but it is now 34-0 Melonheads. We are at plus 40, only my second time in my career eclipsing 40 runs, multiplier included. Can we reach 50? 10 runs to go. 1 out here in the 5th. Lindsay pops one up. Man catches it! Tragedy! Lindsay Felgate has gotten out. Very sad indeed, as a pop-up straight to Nan. So I normally like using line drive swing, but with 2 slow runners on, wanted to try to advance them with the big hits. Didn't pay off this time, so now there's 2 outs, probably not going to hit 50. But we'll see. Sheila is up, Heather is on deck, so we need a good hit from Sheila here. And that is a good hit. Popped over to right, that's going to be off the bin. Going to be a run for each base for each of the slowpokes. Another run scores, 35-0. And more importantly, now only 1 slow runner on and not forced with Heather Quinn up. Heather 3 for 6 today with 3 singles. If she can just get a base hit here, Jay Green is up. And we're going places. Strike 1, taking advantage of Olive for the first and possibly only time behind the plate. Runners on second and third now. Just need 1 in the gap. Strike 2. Susan doing pretty good job on the mound here for someone with only a 2 in pitching. And boom! That's going to be off the wall for Heather. Fantastic work from my 9th rounder. And Fabian comes across to score, baby. Oh, yeah. The score is now 36-0. We are at plus 43. 7 runs away, 6 including the multiplier, if you count the multiplier, from the hallowed 50. Can we make it? We'll see. Jay Green is up. He has not turned it out this game. 5 for 5 plus a walk. And we get second and third. Alright, Jay up. Then Boosted Stan, then Shane, then Dimitri would be run number 50, in fact, if we did pull this off, which would be pretty appropriate for the game he's had, but that would require either a home run from him or a good hit from Nerf Phil, so we will see. 3-0 on Jay. Is he going to draw his second walk in a row? Nope. Popped swords first. That is on the ground to Alexis, and Jay wins the foot race. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Boosted Stan is up 6 for 6 with 6 singles. Let's see if this boost can finally result in a huge hit here. This is certainly the time for it. Not on that pitch. Strike 1. And boom! Yes, it does! That's on the trailer. That's 1 base, gonna be 2. As Heather will come across to score. Oh wait, no, is that Susan? Oh no, that's Susan with the ball. Susan, even though, is not able to make the throw. Heather scores. 2 RBI double by Stan Olafson. It is 38-0. It continues. We are at plus 45. And Susan is done. She's going into left field now, though, where she might be a bit of a thorn in my side. Vlad is pitching. And we're finally onto the recycled pitchers. Only Nan and Dominique did not get a chance to pitch this game. They tired themselves out too much throwing the ball in. We are 5 runs away from 50. Two and 1 on Shane. Fouls one off. 2-2. Vlad trying to finally put this thing to rest. That's going to be inside, though, for ball 3. A walk brings up Dimitri, and Dimitri has done very well this game. I would be happy with getting him up with bases loaded. But missed the timing, and Shane strikes out. The 50 will not happen tonight. The Melonheads are finally done. But another 10-run rally in the 5 puts us up to 38. If we don't give up any runs, it'll be a plus 45, good for my second best score ever. And I'm happy with that. Good game by everyone involved on the Melonheads. Just wasn't able to get the magic number this time. Maybe one of these days, maybe next week against the Devil Rays, that would be a fitting way to cap off the season. Dominique clearly tired out from all his work in center field. Even with the error, we're able to easily get him out. Tiffany Bosworth is now up. Jay Green has not had what you necessarily call a super dominant showing on the mound with only 3 strikeouts, but he has pitched a shutout with, I believe, only 1 hit allowed. Tiffany only halfway to first by the time we get the gloves on that ball, so lots of errors here by the Melonheads defense, but it's not mattering. These kids are simply too tired out from the rough game they have had all day today. So Alexis Weiss, the last obstacle here. Line drives to Stan. He's not able to field it. Alexis is able to make it. Game lasts just a little longer. And Susan Gore is up. Susan seemed to be a bit tired out, actually, from her time on the mound. She wasn't able to make as good of a throw as normal. Wasn't able to catch Heather. 1 for home. Ooh. Alexis going for second. A bit of a delay with the throw, but it's on time. Alexis tagged out at second. And that is the game. Final score tonight. Melonheads 38, Twins 2. Twins 0. I don't know why I said 2. Not quite the 50 tonight, but we did get a plus 45. Very good score. Melonheads in fine form. As long as we do something like that next week, we have the playoffs. Royals got beaten by the Braves in the Around the League. I expect that to happen. And the real thing, too. So stats, plenty of stuff going on here. Fabian actually had the worst day, only 3 for 6 this game. Had a bit of a rough time there. Of note, Jay, Stan, and Dimitri all failed to record an hour all game. Player of the game, though, clearly here, and I think he's going to be Batter of the Week. Dimitri, 6 for 6 with 3 singles, 1 double, 2 home runs, including 1 over the building and right in Tin Can Alley. Scored 5 times and batted in 12 runs. He had a tough role to fill with Phil's bad day. It's a tricky spot in the lineup, but he handled it amazingly, so great job there. Drew 4 walks, Shane taking 2 of them. Only stole 3 bases at the end off of Olive. And never struck out until that last one to end the game. Jay also performed ably on the mound. Only 3 strikeouts, but only faced 1 over the minimum with 2 hits, no runs. So good performance by him as well. All right, up next week is the final confrontation, as we will be at home one more time, taking on the Devil Rays in a winner-take-all brawl. It is going to be one to not miss. Probably going to be on Match of the Week, so tune in for that. And until then, see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.